Everyone's day is starting good. Happy Monday, which I don't think that's supposed to be a happy, but hey, we made it through. So anyhow, today I'm going to talk about my preventive measures of dealing with pests. Preventive and action, I guess. I will post, because I know I talk fast and I kind of rumble sometimes. So I will definitely put in the description each one of these items that I'm showing you. So then it will be in the description. So that I'm going to for sure do. So anyhow, the only pests that I've had to deal with are gnats, fungus gnats, and millipedes. The millipedes, I don't know if we're in the soil. All I know is I repotted using some Miracle-Gro potting soil that I grabbed from Home Depot, and I wound up with millipedes, and they were walking all over my apartment, and it was really traumatic. And I had to throw away my big, huge, I had a dragon tree, a red Draxina, the Margentina, it was a huge one, and I had to throw it away because it just had too many millipedes, and I wasn't about to dig and clean all that. It just was too much. I live in an apartment, so yeah, it was a nightmare. So anyhow, and then the fungus gnats. Mind you, I had lived here 2 months before I even got one plant, and I moved here last year around May, actually the end of April. I didn't start getting plants till June. Actually, the beginning of April, I'm all backwards. The beginning of April, I got my first plant, I want to say at the end of May, beginning of June. That's when I first started collecting plants of 2018, last year. Anyhow, I have fungus gnats. They were flying all over the place. Sewer gnats, had them all over the place. I've seen a few fruit flies. One thing about fungus gnats, I don't care what people say, that if you Google it, it's going to say that you brought them in from an infected plant. There was fungus gnats once again in this apartment when I moved in. Fungus gnats. I've been catching them, so I know which sewer gnat looks like, and I know what a fungus gnat looks like. Sewer gnats look like moths almost, but they come from your sewer in your sink or your shower, you know. And then the fungus gnats can actually come from your sink. They can squeeze in through your screens when you have your windows open. There's bugs outside, and they come in. So don't always feel bad if you have fungus gnats and think that you brought them in. Those things are going to get to you regardless. I don't care what, you know, I don't care. I'm just going to say that straight up. They're going to get into your house or your apartment however they can. And yes, you're going to see them at nurseries also. And yes, you're going to bring home plants that I've brought plants home that were bone dry, that they let dried out, which I should have probably been like, wait, why did they let them dry out? And then when I watered it, I got some fungus gnats. Now, ever since this preventative measure, because first I was using this, the mosquito bits. I've been buying them. They were expensive. I actually got this big jug like $7. It was on sale right after I bought a little bottle for like $15. But anyhow, I was using this, sprinkling it. You're supposed to put it in the water, or you could put it on top of the soil. And, you know, I was using this, still having outbreaks of gnats. And yeah, I'm sure I did have plants that had gnats, like I said, when I got them from the nursery or Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. Really, Lowe's, they're the ones who really, the plants that I've got are Lowe's. They have the fungus gnats because they water them plants, overwater those plants. But I'm not going to sit here and be talking about or gossiping about nobody, but I just know the plants. And I've got plants from nurseries that I trust, that some plants I didn't have fungus gnats and some I did. Anyhow, what I do now as a preventative, and I've been doing this since I want to say October, November of last year, and I've been doing really good, and I have not had bad breakouts. Now, I have had some, but they're not as bad as they used to be. Let me show you real quick. Well, actually, so first I'll tell you what I do. So I get this. This is a systemic house plant insect control, which every time I repot my plants, you'll see me using this. I put this when I get plants. Now, it was winter time. I couldn't really repot a lot of stuff. And really, you can't repot immediately when you get your plant. You can put it in shock. There's so many rules that come with having house plants. So what I do is I use this. I got this from my local nursery. I use this. It's a powder form. I sprinkle it in the soil. Then this is Horticultural's Dormant spray oil, which is good because it's for dormancy too. So, you know, because there's some bugs that actually will go dormant in the soil and will be able to emerge during the summertime. But anyhow, so this, I sprinkle this. This comes, you can get it already prepared, and this one is just the oil. You mix it in with water. So I would sprinkle this, spray this into the soil and underneath. And if the leaves are suspicious to me, you know, or if it's a plant that I know that's prone to certain types of stuff, I'll spray the spray on the leaves as well. But mainly this, and then I take this or this, the Neem Oil, which is a fungicide, miticide, and insecticide, which I've been using this more, actually. I've been using this way more than I've been using this lately. But if I don't have this, then I'll use this because this lasts for a while. But the Neem Oil, this right here helps with 3 different things. Versus this is, you know, for the eggs, for it's a dormant and growing season insect spray. So anyhow, I spray the soil down because this is powder and you need to water, you know, put it into the soil. So I spray it down this in the top of the soil. I even move some of the soil out and I spray. I'll move some of the soil out, sprinkle this on, spray that in, and you know, spray underneath also the pot where the drainage holes and stuff are. I spray that, and sometimes I'll even put it in the little tray. I'll spray some of that in there. That's what I do when I first get plants from the nursery. And it's a preventive measure. Yeah, I may not see bugs, but there's millipedes, millibugs, aphids. I mean, you know, it can go whitefly, the larva of the fungus gnats. They can have eggs in there and you won't even see them. And then when your plant starts growing or it starts stunting months after you get your plant, then lo and behold, there was some eggs in there. And so you know, they tell you, oh, lift the pot up, pull it out the pot, inspect it. A lot of times you can't do all that. And you're going to see fungus gnats. It'll tell you, don't buy the plant there if you see a fungus gnat. Fungus gnats are everywhere. You're going to see them everywhere. I don't care, you know. Anyhow, so since I've been using this preventive measure, another thing you can do is, I do this sometimes. I put this in the water can and I pour it into the soil. This is a good thing to do, you know, every now and then on your plants, because for one, if it's rotten or if you bought a plant and you don't even know if it had root rot, you know, it's going to go down into that, and it helps prevent rotten. And it also kills the larva, supposedly, of the fungus gnats. Cinnamon also is good to sprinkle on. I really use that for cuts and wounds. I sprinkle that on there for that. And then you've got, you know, your misting bottle, just a mister to spray the leaves down real good. I also take mine and put them in the shower, and I shower the plants down. I try to do that like once a month because that also helps if there were any bugs on there, especially spider mites. That's a good thing to do to prevent spider mites. So all this stuff I'm talking about is preventive, because I've never, I pray I never do have an outbreak of any other type of bugs, but the millipedes was a nightmare alone. Trust me. Don't nobody want to see that. It's just scary. But since I've got this and doing this little method, this preventive method, I haven't seen that many fungus gnats. Yeah, I've been seeing them and I've been catching them, but I haven't seen as many as I did when I wasn't doing this preventive measure. Now, this right here is, these are called raid window fly traps. What I do with these is I hang them. You can put them on the wall. They're clear. You can put them on the wall. You can put them on your windows, because they want to fly out that window, and they do fly in from the windows too, through the screen. So you can hang them on your screen. I've seen reviews on these and they said they were bad. I'm telling you right now, as a witness, I've been using these and I catch a lot of, I catch them. I actually had this and caught a spider on it, but spiders are supposed to be good. But them things are good because they're real sticky and they're clear. So let me show you. I'll show you just a sec here. So here's one that I have that I've had this up actually for a couple of months. And I haven't thrown it away, but I just recently got one on here. There was 6 on here for, I say, 2 months. So now there are 7. So that I keep them up a few months just to keep track. So I know, so there's only 1. I've only caught 1. Now I had brought in a Sansevieria parva, and it was overwatered. And what was the other one? It was a silver frost Sansevieria. Both of them were overwatered and they had gnats. These were from them. This was even after the preventative measure thing. There were some gnats that flew around after, I treated them, did the preventative measure, how I show you with the Dormant spray. So this is how I have it hung up. It's just on the wall in my room. Here's another one that's in my bathroom on a mirror. And you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on here. Which these can either have came in from the outside or from that plant, or, whatnot. But this goes to show. So you get the idea what these things do. They're clear. You pull this red sticky thing off, and then you hang it anywhere where you want it to go on your walls, and or on a mirror. I put them on mirrors. I put them in my bathroom because I get a lot of gnats and sewer gnats in my bathroom, but I have a window and I keep my window always cracked in there, but there's rose bushes outside from right out my window. So they're actually in my room, outside of my room window and my bathroom window. So, and then my front room, I keep them on the windows, screens in the windows, in the walls, because there's garbages. It's like a parking port. I don't know how to describe it, but my apartment basically sits over that. And there's garbages down there. So there's, gnats coming from there. They don't get in that much, but with me having these traps everywhere, they do catch. And you saw the room, the 2 that I just showed you. I have them all over, and I'd be showing you guys all over the place. But those were just an example of what they do. They do catch the flying gnats. For some reason, this is what I've been using, and I was going through these left and right. The ones that's on here now, my bathroom, I would have to change them once a week, and I'm talking about 20 to 30 gnats before I started doing this preventive measure thing. I was catching a lot of gnats, so I can say these things work way better than these expensive yellow sticky traps. I have a couple of these, believe it or not, and I only caught 1 or 2 gnats when these things were filled up. So for some reason, they like these, and they're way cheaper. These, I got this at Walmart and at Home Depot. They have them. And they're just the window, they're called window fly traps. And they're way better than them long, sticky fly things. These I love because they're clear. You can put them on your window, and it helps you monitor if you do have an outbreak of gnats. So these, once again, are all preventative measures that you can use. These are things, if you do have gnats, or if you want to know if you have them, put these up in your house and you will find out what you have. Flies also, they do catch flies too, but I have them all over on any wall because they stick on any wall, on mirrors, on windows, anything. And these are what's helped. I tried the vinegar and soap. That stuff didn't do nothing. It just made my house stink. The vinegar and the soap, the wine, I really never tried that. This thing's the best because it catches more than, really, I had some vinegar and soap in my bathroom, and I had like 2 of these. They were covered with gnats, and the vinegar and soap didn't catch nothing. So I just thought I would share this information with you. I'm all about being safe than sorry. So I don't care if I trust the place. I don't care if I pulled it out the pot and I didn't see a bug, nothing. I'm still going to do all of this to prevent me from having an outbreak of any type of bugs. And it's a nightmare, and I don't want to even think about it. But these are things that I use. These are preventative, measures that I use. So, these things also help if you do have an outbreak. You just have to follow the instructions. But my way I'm doing it is just for preventative reasons. And then, of course, these are catching them. But other than that, I'm doing cool. That's why I have them up for a few months so I can track. Like one was on there, it was really 6. And then one just flew on there. So I don't know where that came from, but it's way better than having about 30 to 20 on a sheet, and you got to change it because it's filled up. So hopefully this helps somebody. I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I'm hoping nobody ever catches any bugs. Their plants stay well, their babies stay well. It's summer, it's spring. They just want to live their life, and there's bugs out there that want to eat them up, and they got to survive too. But it's our job as plant parents to take care of them. And it's better to be preventive, once again, safe than sorry. I'm a safe than sorry person. I've been through too much in life, and my plants are my therapy. So if something happens to them, it emotionally takes a toll on me as well, because I take it very serious. So that's why I try to prevent it, so then I don't got to put myself and trigger myself off into depression because one of my plants then died off, which it did that to me when my Dracaena margentina. And I, till this day, don't know if it was the Miracle Grow, but all I know is when I Googled, and if you Google and look up, you're going to see a bunch of people saying they got millipedes after using Miracle Grow soil. And it was just the Miracle potting soil. Man, it was a nightmare is all I can say. And I sure don't want to have to go through that again. So I try to prevent as much and, as I can for bugs. And I use organic soil now. I don't use, the Miracle Grow that you grab at the store. Is convenient, but I'd rather go drive to my nursery and get the organic stuff that I know I could trust versus me just grabbing something because it's convenient. And these aren't convenient either. Like, you could get this neem oil at Walmart. This I actually had to buy at the nursery. This I think I got at Home Depot, and they're not cheap. They run about $10 each. This was actually on sale at Walmart, and this gets on sale sometimes too, but about $9 and some change they run. This stuff, I just don't know. I was using it, but I haven't used it lately because it really wasn't doing nothing but making the fuzzy stuff on top of the soil. But if you want to try, you can. You know, they say it's good. Mosquito bits. I got this at Walmart for $7. The nursery, I have bought a littler one and spent like $15 for it. So you can try it. It's supposed to help with, you know, gnats, but it didn't really do much for me, but hey, you never know. So these are my preventative measures. I hope I was helpful. Once again, systemic, pour this into the soil, then I spray the soil down with one of these, you know, spray at the top, move the soil around, spray it, spray the bottom. I use this to mist my plants, which I'm going to start putting a little peroxide or a little baking soda in my mister to prevent fungi on the leaves and stuff. Cinnamon, if you want, you could try that. There's peroxide. You could put that in your watering can, pour it into your, you know, put it in your water can, put a little bit in your water can, pour it into the soil. That helps root rot also. It's supposed to kill larvae. But these are, you know, things that I use. These are things I have around. And these pretty much went to waste. I wasted my money on those. These I use these a lot. So these I know for sure, and I can say they work. So if you want to catch some flying bugs, because these ain't going to work for flying things. This will. This only kills larvae and stuff. This ain't gonna kill no flying stuff. These only things that's gonna catch the flying things. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I try to be very informative because I've watched videos and it's like they don't explain to the detail. And I have to explain to the T because I want it to be truly understood what I'm saying. So I apologize if I be too informative, but that's just what type of person I am. So I hope this helps somebody. I pray no one gets an outbreak of any bugs. Prevent, you know, just use preventative. And I know a lot of this stuff in other countries aren't allowed. I'm in Sacramento, California. So this is what is available for me in Sacramento, California. I don't know about any other countries or any other cities, states. All I could say is this is the stuff that I bought in Sacramento, California. So thank you so much for watching. I will put, once again, the name of each one of these in the description. So that way, if you want to go back and look all these things up, then you'll be able to look in the description. Thank you so much. Have a blessed week. And thank you for watching. And enjoy your babies. And try to prevent, you know, them from getting sick. These are just like we take vitamins and stuff. I believe in giving them stuff and, you know, giving them the sun, watering them to prevent, you know, there's a lot of preventative, giving them sun, feeding them, keep them healthy so they can fight out, because stressed plants cause diseases and pests. So always try to be preventive of them getting sick, because it is our responsibility to take care of them. When we bring them into our homes, it's our job to take care of them. So thanks so much for watching. Bye.